Welcome guys. So in this video we're going to learn about AWS S3 and this basically deals with hosting of data. So how would we be able to work with it and what all things are inside it. So S3 is a term used as a short term. The full name is Simple Storage Service and it is an object based storage service. So we whatever data we store in this, it is stored in the form of objects, right? Now, the thing is that it offers us a industry leading scalability and we have very high data availability and security, and it is also say very highly perform say it gives us a lot of performance, right? So here what are the things? See, in layman terms, we store data. What kind of data? Static data such as images, music, videos, or files that we need to access later on. It can be, say, for immediate access or it can be for regular access. Or sometimes what happens is that we just dump the data and we don't access it for years or months. So we store any kind of data that we may want to store. It is just a storage service where we can dump our data. And it depends on us how we want to access the data. So, say how we get built for using it. So there are three things. What is the say storage use? How many say uh, GBs of storage we are using? The thing is that it is not limited to some storage unit. We have unlimited storage. The thing is that we pay for the storage we use. We pay for the capacity we use. For every GB we are using, we are paying some dollars. Now, the next thing is say the number of get requests. How many times we are retrieving the data. Number of put requests. How many times we are putting in the data. So this consists of a lot of things here. Now the question is how much things, whether it is covered in AWS free tier. Yes, it is covered in free tier. We get 5 GB of standard storage and we can retrieve data up to 20,000 times. So all the files accumulative, we can retrieve them 20,000 times free of cost. We can put 2,000 new files. We can put up 20, say 2,000 put requests. We can change the data. We can add new files. So we can use these things as well. Now, what are get requests and pull requests? Put requests. You may be thinking about it as something through API. Yes, it is a web service API that allows us to say give get and put requests. So we can access S3 using API. Now the question comes up how the data is stored in this. So data is stored in the form of key and value pairs, right? So say so how does it work? Let us just see that. Suppose I want to put in a file. So, what all things that will be kept in mind? First of all, where we will be keeping files. So, the thing is, wherever we keep a file, that file is stored in a bucket. Bucket is a place, say virtual location, where we store the data. Now, when it comes to S3, S3 is a global service. So, it is not region specific. So, whenever you go to Amazon Management Console for S3, you will see global written on the top right corner. But the thing is that the buckets you create, these are region specific, right? So here we have all the buckets which can be in say Australia, or it can be in India or US or Japan or Middle East. It can be anywhere. All the buckets will be listed at one location as S3 is a global service. Now the thing is that say we have a bucket where we store the data. Now how the data is stored? Data is stored in the form of key equals to value pairs. What is the key and what is the value? So here key is, say we have a folder inside a bucket named as images. Then the file name is logo.jpg. So this will become our key. What is the value? The value is the object. What object? The image itself, right? So here we get the data in this form. So whatever file we have, whatever data we have in S3, it will be stored in this form only, and we can access this data with the help of API as well. Now, the next thing, that is, so how the data is stored and how we get built. Again, I'm coming back to this thing again. So S3 is basically having, say, few major types of storage. S3 standard. Then we have a infrequent access tier. Then we have intelligent. And then we have the last one, that is glacier. Right, a total of six are there, but majorly these are the four things that we have, right? And glacier has two types, infrequent access has two types. So basically we have these four types. Why standard is used? Standard is something where we store the data for regular usage, and the data should be available all the time, and it is the most commonly used thing. Then about the infrequent access, you store the data, but you may need the data anytime soon. Maybe after 15 days or 16 days, you need to access the data, or maybe after 2 months, you need to access the data. But the thing is, say, mostly you're using it for dumping normal data. Data can be image, video, file, anything. Then about intelligent. Intelligent is something. See, standard provides immediate access. Infrequent access provides a, delay in retrieving the file. Intelligent, what it does is it manages the data accordingly. It intelligently sets the access type. There is some data that is frequently accessed, and there is data which is not frequently, which is infrequently accessed. So we get built intelligently and we don't end up paying extra. On the other hand, Glacier, as the name says, it is large chunk of data, right? So here, huge files, which are not needed at all. They are needed, but we basically use it for dumping huge files. Man, there are many companies, those who just dump the data and they don't access it for years, maybe months or years. So in Glacier, we can store data up to 10 years. And the thing is that to retrieve the data, it may take up to 12 hours as well for retrieval. So why it is beneficial? It is super cheap. Glacier is very, very, very cheap. We pay around $1 for 1 TB of data. That is very cheap. And the benefit is that whenever we need it, we will be having access to that data, but a little bit delay will be there from few hours to say few minutes to few hours. It can take up to 12 hours, a maximum of 12 hours, but yes, it can take. And all of these things are very highly reliable. So S3 is completely reliable. They provide a durability of 99.9999999 11 nines durability. So this means that there is a very, 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 very rare chance of data getting corrupted. So this is how S3 works, and these are the say tiers in this there where we store the data accordingly, and you can plan on storing the data accordingly. So this was for this video. Thank you.